So we are back. We are back. We are going to look at exceptional cases. Exceptional case 1. We are looking at exceptional case 1. So let's look at what the exceptional case says. Case 1 says, when and is replaced by such words as with, as well as, together with. Look at it. With, together with, and then as well as. Once you remove and, then you should know that once you remove and you replace it with another word, then the two nouns are no longer joined together. As in Bayo, when you say Bayo and Benson, that is plural subject. Bayo and Benson are here, that is plural subject. But when you remove that N and you say Bayo with Benson, then it becomes with, or together with, or as well as. Then the verb becomes singular, because there you are talking of only Bayo. The coordinating conjunction is no longer there. You have removed it and you have replaced it with its other words. So let us look at our example 1. Our example 1 says, okay, so let me read it again. Let me read the rule again. The rule says, when and is replaced with such words as with, as well as, together with, the verb becomes singular, as in the following examples. So let's look at examples 1 to 5. And when we are through, we go on a 2 seconds break and we'll pick this second set of 5 examples. Okay, so example 1 says, the boy as well as his, the boy with his sister is here. The boy with his sister is here. So instead of saying the boy and his sister, you have removed and, you have replaced it with. So the subject is now singular. So the boy with his sister is here. You can also say the boy together with his sister is here, still is. But when you say to the boy and his sister, then that is plural subject. You can also say the boy as well as his sister is here. So let's focus attention on our first example again. The boy with his sister is here. So under that, you underline the boy. And when you underline the boy, your arrow points downward in the second line. And in the third line, you write your S1. Then we have the structure. We have the structure as well as, we have the structure with his sister. With his sister is here. Under that structure, with his sister is here, underline is. And when you underline is, you point your arrow downward in the second line, and in the third line, you write your V1. So we have the boy as our S1, and it has taken is as V1. It is therefore wrong of you to say the boy with his sister are here. If you say that, it means your S1 has taken V2. So the correct form is the boy with his sister is here. So we go to our example 2. Example 2 says, the boy again. The boy together with his sister is here. The boy together with his sister is here. So there again we have the boy. You underline the boy. And when you underline the boy, your arrow points downward in the second line. And in the third line, you write your S1. So we have the boy as our S1. Then here again, we have replaced, we have removed and we have replaced it with together with. So we have the structure together with his sister is here. So under that structure, you underline is. And when you underline is, you point your arrow downward in the second line. And in the third line, you write your V1. So we have the boy as our S1, and it has taken is again as our V1. So we go to our example 3. All right. Our example 3 says, the politician with a chief was here. The politician with a chief was here. The politician with a chief was here. So under that structure, you can also see here that we have removed and we have replaced it with here. So you underline the politician, and when you underline the politician, you point your arrow downward in the second line, and in the third line, you write your S1. And again, after that, we have the structure with a chief was here. Under that structure, you underline was, and when you underline was, you point your arrow downward in the second line, and in the third line, you write your V1. So there we have the politician as our S1, and we have was as our V1. Then from there we go to our example. It is therefore wrong of you to say the politician with a chief were here. If you say that, it means your S1 has taken V2. Therefore, the correct form is the politician with a chief was here. So we go to our example 4. Example 4 says, the headmaster, together with a teacher, conducts assembly. The headmaster, together with a teacher, conducts morning assembly. Let me fix morning here. Morning, okay. The headmaster, together with a teacher, conducts morning assembly. So you can hear again, you can see that we have replaced and with together with. We have removed and we have used together with to replace it. Therefore, the subject becomes a singular subject. So you underline the headmaster. And when you underline the headmaster, you point your arrow downward in the second line. And in the third line, you write your S1. So we have the headmaster there as our S1. And we have the structure together with a teacher conducts morning assembly. Under that structure, you underline conducts. You underline conducts, and when you underline conducts, you point your arrow downward in the second line, and in the third line, you write your V1. So we have conducts as our V1. Therefore, it is wrong of you to say the headmaster, together with the teacher, conduct morning assembly. If you say that, it means your S1 has taken V2. Therefore, the correct form is the headmaster, together with the teacher, conducts morning assembly. Then from there, we go to our example 5. Example 5 says, the carpenter, as well as the welder, has left. The carpenter, as well as the welder, has left. So here again, we have removed and we have replaced it with as well as. Therefore, the subject is a singular subject, and here you underline the welder. And when you underline the welder, you point your arrow downward in the second line, and in the third line, you write your S1. So we have the carpenter as our S1. And then we have the structure as well as the welder has left. Under that structure, you underline has, and when you underline has, you point your arrow downward in the second line, and in the third line, you write your V1. So we have the carpenter as well as the welder has left. It is therefore wrong of you to say the carpenter as well as the welder have left. If you say that, it means your S1 has taken V2. Therefore, the correct form is the carpenter as well as the welder has left. So we have looked at the first 5 examples. Let us go on our 2-second break, and when we return, we pick 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 all together.